like. So I would be taking that car to a place like Decra, getting a multi-point check, making sure I take. So one thing people don't do when they buy cars is they don't.
So we've got George on the line. George is obviously with us. Friday, how's it going?
All right, and you Ben, listen, Piri.
Hi, Ben. Oh, that, George.
We've all worn green today.
Yes.
George,
hey, George.
This is George.
Hey, how's it?
Yeah, great. We're all here. So, George, today we're going to do something a little bit different. One of my sort of like, I don't know, I think every guy has gone through this at some stage where they've gone through AutoTrader and like, I would love to see what this car, if I could get this. You know, when you're a kid, you think like, I want to buy this when I'm an adult and stuff. And eventually you become an adult and you look at these cars and go, maybe that's not that expensive if I'm going to have like a dabble on something. So George, I had this idea of like, what does 200,000 Rand actually get you? It's a good question.
Well, you know, it's a good question. And since you asked me that question, and I've been kind of dipping my toe in seeing what I would get for 200,000 Rand. And there's actually quite a lot. I noticed there were over 18,000 vehicles available under 200,000 Rand.
Amazing. Okay. So we have this little game. So Piwa, you've chosen a car that you think that you would want for 200,000 Rand.
Yes, I did.
You know, the criteria is quite simple. It's just the car that you would get for that. We're not looking to be the most frugal. We're not looking to basically get the most sensible car, because you can buy a decent Toyota Corolla. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if you were going to play it safe, hey George, Toyota Corolla at this price point would probably be a good car. So let's start with you, George. What would you get for this price point?
So it's probably a little known fact that I am a Jeep Wrangler absolute nut. I love Jeep Wrangler. A lot of people would be like, so that was my choice, Jeep Wrangler.
That's nice. Eh? So what, 98,000 on the clock. Oh, and they've done a bit of work to that, yeah?
Oh, that's lavish though.
So I kind of like this military look vehicle. I've always liked them. The Hummer, the Jeep, and Jeep squarely fits into that price bracket.
Absolutely. 2005 model. It's a petrol. Looks to be in pretty decent nick. Yeah, that's nice. And George, that roof thing there, that's detachable, right?
Yeah. So the thing about a Wrangler is all of the body panels come off. I don't think the fenders come off, but all of the body panels come off. You can take the doors off. You can take the windscreen folds down forward. It's proper, American military vehicle.
Amazing.
Lavish.
So, Pira, what have we got for you?
Okay, so before I tell you what my vehicle is, because you got me thinking, and I was like, my dream car at this particular point would be one that, doesn't lose value over time. And that's very hard, because as soon as you drive it out the showroom, it's gone. It's just gone shukukukuku. But mine doesn't. In fact, I can tell you, you don't need to worry about potholes. Don't need to worry about traffic. In fact, you also don't need to worry about parking, because this is a mean machine, okay? You really, really don't. It makes sense because I'm Zulu, and a lot of Zulu people drive this car. And I'm just trying to build an empire with it as well. I can make money with it. So I was like, boom, shaka boom. This is great. And last but not least, this is a poor man's, limousine. It's the one and only a beautiful Quantum, guys. Like this.
You are going to buy a Quantum.
I'm going to buy a Quantum, guys.
It's not even a Quantum. What is this thing even called? It's
Quantum, guys.
That's a Quantum from Wish.
It's a quantum shape. It's not a.
Let me tell you guys. We live in South Africa, and this guys is one of the only vehicles in South Africa that doesn't pay attention to the rules of the road. I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about it being roadworthy, because hey, it's a taxi.
It's not even a badge on the steering.
Thank you. It's so fitting, right? It's so fitting. You can fit 16 baddies in here. They do 4 mashlalisane. They pass the money over. I can start, being. Yeah, but I'm going to start my taxi empire business with that 200K.
It is called the 2015 BAW
Don't worry about the name and
Sasuke.
the specs. Let me tell you, this thing is going to move. It can take you to Durban and back easily in one trip. You know, I don't need to worry about servicing it. Who services a taxi?
I've got to bring this back.
This is my dream car. And they're the most feared people on the road. They run the shots inside out. Why would I not want this car?
Okay, so I was given this task, and for 200,000 Rand, I have found what I think is a pretty good car here. A 2011 BMW 640i convertible. Look at that for that money. See, so this is
nice.
Okay.
It's a nice convertible. It doesn't have huge amounts of mileage on the clock. It's 2011. But look how cool this car looks. Look at the interior. That's plush, huh?
It's okay.
I mean,
doesn't beat mine.
I used to have a 650, a 6 Series like that, the 650, not the convertible though, and it was an amazing car.
Obviously, the people in the back mustn't have legs, but that's fine. But what an absolute dream of a car, and that will age pretty well. Look at that, It's just a beautiful. I would drive anywhere in that. So, George, I've got to ask the question here. Okay, so what's the red flag for that kind of car? Okay, so it's got 130,000 on the clock. It's a performance car. It looks too good to be true. 200,000 Rand, you can get pretty much nothing new for that. What are the red flags to look out for in something like that?
So a car like that is high powered. So I mean, it's a 4 liter engine. I'd be looking for whether the engine's been serviced. It's a heavy engine, so what is the suspension like? So I would be taking that car to a place like Dekra, getting a multi-point check, making sure I take. So one thing people don't do when they buy cars is they don't take a sample of oil. You can take a sample of oil to a place called Wear Check.
Oh wow!
Wear Check is here near to Benoni Kempton Park. There's a Wear Check in the industrial area, and Wear Check analyzes microscopically the oil and whether there are metal particles in the oil. If there are metal particles in the oil, it means that the pistons are obviously rubbing against something's scratching, there's something going wrong in the crankshaft or in the bearings, and you can tell quite a lot by this analysis of a sample of oil of the car.
And would that be quite a common thing though? I mean, do you look at that and go, I know what's going to happen with the oil here, or is it just because of poor wear and tear you get some cars are going to be duds?
Yeah, so when the car's not being looked after, not being serviced, oil's not being changed regularly, you get higher levels of wear. So I mean, obviously the piston is rubbing against the sleeve. It's metal on metal, and you want that wear to be as light as possible. And the only way that happens on a car that age is if it's regularly serviced, oil is regularly changed, filters regularly changed to remove the harsh particles from the moving parts. Because remember, the moving parts are moving inside a body of oil, and the higher the quality of that oil over the life of the car, the less the car's engine is going to wear.
So basically, if your car simply wear, when they take a sample, it's just going to come like cream soda is going to come out of that thing. It's not
You're
even
stressing
oil.
about the wrong things, Ben.
People are putting soft drinks in that thing.
This car doesn't do that. This car is the one that even if there was a shootout right now, it's back on the road tomorrow. It's back on the road.
Horrifying choice I think I've ever seen come across.
Another trick that people don't. I don't know if many people know, but if you take the water, reservoir cap, if you open the water reservoir cap on a car and you look on the inside, sometimes there is this frothy substance on the inside. Okay. And when there's a frothy substance on the inside, or there's a frothy substance on the surface of the water inside that reservoir, that means that oil is pushing past the rings and into the engine. Into the water system somewhere. Not past the ring, through the block into the water somewhere. That means you've got either a gasket leak or because oil's not supposed to be present in the water. So there's little things that you can do on a car that age that you don't need to do on a newer car.
All right. So I think
I got a question.
Yes.
One thing I
Please
did.
not about your car.
It is about my car. It's about my beautiful Quantum that's gonna make me millions, right? Is I did notice on like the seller's comment, it was like sold as is. So
That's what I thought, your car couldn't get any better.
So I just understand, what does that truly mean? You know,
It means run away.
that's
Sold as
all I need
is
to know. Mm-hmm.
Your Quantum is
That's it.
footsteps.
Oh, that's it.
So when you get in there,
But is that a good deal though? Like if they selling it as is, or like should I be scared? That's the only thing I'm worried about. Out of everything that I saw, that was the only thing I was worried about.
Superior, right now, George is actually ashamed that car is on AutoTrader. So I think the more you talk about it, the more you make you feel.
All I'm saying, I'm being very business orientated. I'm going to spend 190K with some change, and make a couple of millions and take over South Africa. Come on, that's a good deal.
You know what the thing is with an advert, as long as the seller is transparent, and if he's saying selling it as is, then that's transparency. Then take your Quantum and run.
Oh.
Okay, but what he's saying is actually just run. Just don't even go towards that thing, which isn't actually a Quantum. George, what are your plans for rugby this weekend?
To watch it in a non crowded environment. I think I might just watch it at home because I think people are going to get quite rowdy.
Yeah, and these late games are very rowdy and juicy. Huh? I mean, by the time we end up high fiving, it's 1 a.m. on Sunday.
Exactly.
Totally worth it.
You've got drunk people falling all over the floor and vomiting and well,
we all too much.
It's going to get even worse. Then it might be 3 o'clock.
See, that's why I'm watching it at my golf club, because I'm hoping for an air of sophistication. Cooks, you're going to be working. So
I'm working.
Where are you going to actually physically watch the game? I know you said you're going to do stuff prior.
We'll be at mainland Port, so watching it live there with all hundreds, thousands of people there. It's going to be crazy.
Long day. Alrighty, our time is up for the show. This time has flown by. George, thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great time watching a chilled experience. Cooks, thanks for coming through. Obviously meet Simpiwe. And Simpiwe, thank you. But please just don't ever throw that piece of paper away.
No, guys, I'm being such a South African, right? You've seen those cars everywhere, okay? And you all respect it. When it wants to drop inside the lane, what do? You just let it in. And love.
I'm playing you out. Stop it. No. Bye, everybody. Garreth will be back next Friday. It's been great having you. Go Bokke.